If your vehicle came from the factory with 4x6 sealed beam headlight housings, you probably already know that upgrading to an LED type housing is a great way to increase style, safety, and performance of your headlights. Some common 4x6 sealed beam headlight part numbers are 1A1 and 2A1, 4656 and 5001. If your original sealed beam headlights match any of those part numbers, something on the table in front of me would be a great direct replacement. As you can see, there's a lot of different options you can choose from, and it's hard for you to know which one's the best for your project. So we went and picked the most popular, best 4x6 LED headlights on the market today, and we will compare them in this video series with beam pattern, advertised lumen rating, and maximum lux using this digital light meter. This year, as part of the VisionX Vortex series, VisionX launched their 4x6 LED headlight, and we're super excited about it because it's one of the only ones on the market that's a dual beam LED 4x6. That means you got high beam and low beam in one headlight. That might not seem like a big deal to you, but in the LED world, almost nobody's done that, and VisionX has done it best. So if your setup requires a dual beam, high beam and low beam in one housing, 4x6 headlight, we definitely recommend the VisionX 4x6. When you look at this headlight, you see the same kind of characteristics as with the other Vortex headlights from VisionX. Vortex is what they call their new LED sealed beam housings. You've got down below the two iris style reflectors with single 10-watt LEDs, and then up top you've got that multi-surface reflector technology for the low beam, and then on the side you've got the two kind of floodlights that give you some foreground lighting and some side lighting. That way you're not just getting a really narrow thin beam of light. They did a really good job at engineering this headlight, so no matter what you're doing with it, you get good light everywhere. It's got a good cutoff, it's got a great high beam, and when you're using it on low beam, you also get some foreground lighting. It's a really innovative design. And the other thing that they did that looks similar to the other Vortex headlights from VisionX is the integrated halo. This is the only 4x6 headlight on the market that has a built-in LED halo. So if that's something you're looking for, VisionX is definitely the way you want to go. As you can see, it's not a traditional round halo. They worked with the rectangular design, and it's a really beautiful look for an LED accent light. So the way that the headlight is supposed to work is the top gives you your left to right, really wide, flat beam, and the bottom two give you your spotlight that goes really far down the road. When we turn it around, you can see that we've got some heat sink fins going on. You have a really nice H4 style connector with the 3 wires coming out of it, and this little white wire is for the halo. We'll show you how that works in just a second. Now you might be wondering what this is, and this is super important. When you get your headlights, take that off. This is just a protective rubber cap for the moisture vent. If you leave that on, moisture cannot escape from condensation building with heat differences, and you will get foggy headlights. Take this off and you're good to go. This is just packaging for shipping. Now on the back side of the headlight, when you plug it in, you're getting ground to the headlight here, low beam power here, and high beam power here. So you're already getting ground. The ground is shared with the headlight and the halo. The way that you power on the halo is to use the existing vehicle ground and give power via a switch to this white wire. It goes like this. I'm using my bench test power supply to manually give the light ground, and when I apply power, we get the halo turning on. Now you can wire this up a bunch of different ways. You can wire it up to a switch in your dash, you can wire it up to your DRL circuit, you can wire it up to your ignition line, whatever you want. However you want this thing to work, you can wire it up that way, and that's what you're going to get. Next, we're going to compare beam patterns, lumens per headlight, and maximum lux at 25 feet. The way we're going to do that is we're going to set each headlight up 25 feet away from this wall, and then we're going to use our digital lux meter to measure the lux at a certain point. So what's the difference between lumen and lux? Why do you never hear about lux? Honestly, to get the whole picture, you need to compare the 3 things. The shape of the beam pattern, is it a good beam pattern? The lumen of the LED, is it creating a lot of light? And lastly, how do those 2 things work together to create a good amount of usable light in front of your vehicle? That's why we measure lux. Now keep in mind, this is semi-scientific. We're using this to measure every single point of the beam pattern, and we're just going to tell you the one point in the whole beam pattern that was the brightest. That's going to be our benchmark for every single headlight. So to get a good feel for what's important, watch all of our videos on all of the 4x6 LED headlight options and compare them yourself. If your vehicle comes with sealed beam headlights, this is what they look like. It's not a very wide beam pattern, it doesn't have a sharp cutoff line, and the light color is this dingy yellow. Now this is low beam, and we measured it at only 650 lux at 25 feet. And here's high beam. You notice it doesn't get any brighter. We measured it again at 650 lux at 25 feet, and the beam pattern just shifts up a little bit. The Vision X Vortex 4x6 LED headlight is part number XIL46D for chrome, or XIL46DB for black chrome. They produce raw lumen output of 2,105 lumens per lamp with an effective lumen output of 1,474 lumens per lamp. We measured max lux at 25 feet for the low beam to be 1,210, 1,140 lux for the high beam, and when low and high beam were on together, we measured an astounding 1,850 combined lux. They're DOT approved and made in Korea with a lifetime warranty. These headlights draw 1.92 amps of power at 12 volts DC and are available in a chrome or black chrome housing. Remember, there's more to picking out your headlight than just the lumen rating. Watch all of our videos for comparisons on beam pattern, lumen, and lux by subscribing to our channel so you don't miss a single 4x6 LED headlight review. You can also find us on Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.